Welcome to the cortical.io Contract Intelligence 4.2 webinar. I'd like to thank everyone for taking the time to learn about contract intelligence and the advantages of meaning-based search and comparison. To get started, let's talk about some of the current challenges of contract review and analysis. First is the cost of contract review. Depending on the type and size of the document, it could take from minutes to hours of an expensive resource to review a document. Next is human error. A recent industry survey reported that human error is impacting the contracting process often or very often, a total of 74% of the time. Finally, is the process capturing all the information so that it can be analyzed with a view to finding risks and trends. Cortical.io Contract Intelligence is an AI-based solution that improves the efficiency and accuracy of the review process. It allows a subject matter expert to quickly review, analyze, search, and compare for relevant terms and provisions within documents. It has been demonstrated to save up to 80% of the time and effort needed for review and analysis. What makes contract intelligence different? While it is an artificial intelligence-based solution, it does not require data scientists or AI experts. All aspects of the system, from defining new document types to training the system to reviewing documents, can be done by subject matter experts. And it doesn't take a vast quantity of example documents for the subject matter expert to train the system on a new document type. Contract intelligence uses a unique and patented approach to natural language understanding. This approach takes a semantic or meaning-based approach as compared with statistical models of natural language processing used by other solutions. This results in faster time to production and more accurate results. Another difference is that contract intelligence does not rely on a fixed set of document types. The subject matter expert can quickly train the system to extract the specific information they need from any document type. Here are a couple of examples of the types of documents that the system has been trained to review. As you can see, it's a wide range, from credit agreements to insurance policies to royalty agreements. Training of the system on new document types can happen in a matter of days. First, the subject matter expert defines what terms and provisions they want to extract from the document. They can optimize these extractions to meet the specific requirements of the company and its review process. Once they define the extractions, they upload sample documents and use an intuitive user interface to annotate the sample documents. Annotating between 50 and 100 documents will result in a model that can be used in production. Once in production, the subject matter expert can quickly review the document's terms and provisions of importance. Contract intelligence automatically and accurately extracts the information and annotates the document for review. The results can be exported to a contract lifecycle or document management system, or to business intelligence tools for analysis. The subject matter expert can also refine the model in production as new documents come in. Now let's explore the latest features of contract intelligence: semantic search and semantic compare. Semantic search offers two advantages. It provides more accurate results because it relies on the meaning of the search string and does not rely on finding keyword matches. As you'll see in the demonstration, it finds results even if the wording is different. Semantic search also uses natural language understanding to allow the subject matter expert to more easily phrase the query. Semantic compare allows the subject matter expert to compare terms, provisions, and even documents based on the meaning of the text, not through word count or statistical analysis. It provides a similarity score to help the subject matter expert assess the documents. That said, The system also provides redlining capabilities in order to see the exact text changes. Finally, the latest version of Contract Intelligence includes support for Microsoft Word documents and the ability to ingest scanned PDF documents. This version also supports German language documents too. Now let's take a look at Contract Intelligence. Before we dive into the benefits of semantic search and semantic compare, let me provide a quick overview of the capabilities of Contract Intelligence. What you see here is the web-based user interface, a dashboard that shows me a variety of information, which documents were most recently either uploaded, reviewed, or processed. Over here you can see the different document types that the demonstration system has been trained to handle. So let's go look at a specific document type. Let's look at leases. And as I mentioned before, the subject matter expert gets to define the information they want extracted from a document type. So here, if we go to Mapping Manager, we can see the various elements that the subject matter expert wanted to pull out of a lease. It's sort of the things you would expect. Who's the lessor, who's the lessee, the date of the lease, the date the lease starts, and description. And if you notice here under description, I have a variety of options. One of the capabilities of Contract Intelligence is to be able to make inferences or classifications based on the text. So for description on a lease, it will help me understand whether or not it's real estate, a vehicle, or equipment. So the way Contract Intelligence works is I have a lease here, and I can literally just upload it to the system. I'm doing it manually, but there are also user interfaces to allow you to connect this to a document management system or a contract lifecycle management system. So the document's been uploaded, and I can see that it found 21 extractions based on what the subject matter expert wanted to extract. Here you see on the left-hand side is the text of the lease, and on the right-hand side you can see the various extractions that Contract Intelligence automatically made. So for example, again, I can see who the lessor is, I can see who the lessee is, I can find the lease date, which, if you'll notice, is actually different from the commencement date. And Contract Intelligence was smart enough with its underlying natural language understanding to parse the difference between when the lease commences versus the signing of the lease. The other thing here is, let's look at description. And as I noted before, the system automatically made the classification or the inference based on the description that this was real estate. Now, one of the things the subject matter expert can do, even in production, is I look at this description and I think maybe this here is a better description for the leased premises. So I can literally just go in here and hit description and it will update. So this gives you a sort of quick feel for how Contract Intelligence works, how it can automatically extract information based on any document type. But let's now actually go look at search, one of the new capabilities. So again, it's a semantic search. It's not a keyword search. So I can type a phrase or a word and it doesn't necessarily have to match exactly. All it has to do is have a similar meaning. So if I type in plane, I'll get back documents. None of the documents actually say plane, but if you notice, it talks about aircrafts. So right now, I'm looking at all the documents that have something associated with plane, such as aircraft. If I want to, I can just look at specific extractions. So for example, if I want to look at insurance, here is where either plane or aircraft shows up, and I can go directly to the clause within the document. So it makes it much easier and you get more relevant search results because of the semantic nature of the search. The other capability of search that I mentioned before is the idea of I can type something, sort of a natural language type. So if I type banks, so when banks open. Oops. And if I want to look at the documents, here I can see it didn't find when banks are open, but it did find business day, where commercial banks are open. London banking day, or here a business day, a day other than Saturday, Sunday, on which commercial banks are authorized or required to close. So again, I can type in basically, English language search queries and get relevant results. So that's the search capabilities. Now let's actually look at the compare capabilities. Let's go back to documents. So I have a number of NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. So here's the first one, and I can see the general information that I wanted to extract from it. Now I have some other NDAs and I want to compare what I have. So let's search through, actually, let's go to compare. And let's look at the JS production mutual non-disclosure. And here what you can see is it looks at all the different, first it gives a general overview score of how similar are the documents. And then it looks at each extraction and gives me a score about how similar each extraction is. So you can see here the term is the same, so it shows up as 1. Governing law is different. Warranty type, you can see there's some similarities, some differences. And so not only do I have the similarity to allow me to compare these two, I also get the red line that allows me to see what exactly has changed. If I only want to look at the extractions that are different, I can just click on this, and you notice that the term went away because it was the same, and it's only showing me the things that are different. Now, I can not only compare one document against another, I can compare multiple documents. So here you can see the similarities, that this one is more similar to JS Productions than it is to PGG, and we can see where the differences are. So this makes it much easier to compare documents both from a redline point of view, but more importantly from a semantic point of view. So hopefully this gives you a overview and a quick a quick glimpse into the capabilities and new features of contract intelligence. Before we wrap up, let's take a look at an example use case for contract intelligence. A large insurance company has to provide quotes for companies and brokers looking for various insurance products including long-term disability, short-term disability, vision, dental, and life. In order to provide these quotes, the company needs to review previous carriers' policies to compare offerings. They use contract intelligence to extract the relevant information from the previous policy regardless of the wording. This results in time and cost savings and higher accuracy than the manual approach. In summary, why cortical.io? Our underlying approach to natural language understanding translates to a number of benefits to the user of contract intelligence. Higher accuracy saves time in finding the right information quicker and saves costs by reducing errors in the process. Meaning-based search and compare saves time by providing more relevant results. The need for fewer documents to train means that the system can go into production on a new document type in the matter of days. If you would like to learn more about how contract intelligence can help you process documents, feel free to contact us at info@cortical.io.